T-6 Texan now taking to the skies. The T-6. T-6, one of the most versatile training aircraft, again, of almost literally all time. As literally every World War II pilot flew the AT-6 Texan in their flight training. This aircraft made her combat debut in 1942 as the T-6 comes in from your right. Beautiful honor. And this World War II training aircraft, and this aircraft originally built in 1943, designed as a 40-passenger airliner before World War II, and of course when the war started, it changed all that. Now on the takeoff roll, the Grumman TBM torpedo bomber. The Grumman torpedo bomber, the very first attack bomber, torpedo bomber by the United States Navy that carried the torpedo inside the fuselage. Until that time, the torpedoes were always carried underneath the aircraft. As with all aircraft carrier aircraft, the wings were able to fold up because there's very limited space on an aircraft carrier. So all Navy aircraft had to have the wings fold so they could get as many aircraft on board the carrier as possible. Now, take a look at the TBM as she comes into land. Now you'll know why this aircraft was nicknamed a turkey. It looks like a big old fat bird with big wings and skinny legs. That was one of its identifiers during the war. The turkey, and now you know why. Again, amazing to think this aircraft, of course, could operate off land bases, but again, primarily she was on an aircraft carrier. So again, that arresting cable was so important. If you look at the tail of the aircraft, you'll see this aircraft has the tail hook extended, and that would have been designed to grab a hold of that carrier arresting cable and stop the aircraft before it slung off the other end of the ship, which is always embarrassing. Again, as the aircraft taxied down, you can see that ball turret on the back. Again, you had the pilot, you had a ball turret gunner behind, and the radio operator. So a crew of 3 on the TBM. Looking at Tucano, great looking aircraft here this weekend as the B-17 Lady Liberty getting ready to taxi out for another set of rides. You'll notice this aircraft, of course, is in its all aluminum finish. This is very characteristics of bombers late in World War II. You'll see in a lot of movies the B-17 is always painted with olive drab on top and gray underneath. That's the way the B-17s looked early in the war. But as production began to go and the Luftwaffe became less and less of an issue as far as it happened from the side, of course, you really couldn't hide a B-17. They were kind of easy to see. The paint scheme was eliminated from the aircraft and the natural aluminum finish was preferred. As a matter of fact, it gave the B-17 a little extra speed when you took all that paint off, because that paint actually weighed quite a bit and the aircraft flew actually a little bit faster without it. You'll notice the unique markings on the aircraft, the tail markings, those red stripes on the tail. You got the wingtips that are red, and you got the elevators that are red. Those are squadron markings again, and that black L, or the black triangle on the tail, and the white L designated what squadron that plane was from, the bomber group.